to the camp of Ibrahim Traore. Now, who say Ibrahim Traore time obi di ade as a military ruler, and I say odi coup d'etat be military ruler ewo eye Burkina Faso no de bia na ho nsam eba na ye ka no krabofo no o mesin kenten so ombe de omitima ye bia se na be at the day no papa ni be ni fi ani ni fi ho, but then e kam akoye say the people of Burkina Faso also believe say he is the person they want. Now in some course na first of all coup d'etat ni see no, you realize that Ibrahim Traore ankasa no odikan sake France okolosi France embassy esake all the French envoys are omo Burkina Faso, but me no ukase sisi no he sensing say the France and the French and the France or the French people, you know, they are trying everything possible not just to overthrow his government but to cause instability in his country and also kill him. Assassination attempt. So me no can say in Burkina Faso or the letter tin about they sever ties with France. You know, the way it is or say Burkina Faso severs diplomatic ties with France. Now, this is not just the only thing about it. They actually brought out a lengthy press release or a blow-by-blow account as to why the country of Burkina Faso itself, they are severing ties with their former colonial masters, which is France. Now, they brought this whole thing in a press release. The press release, now it's our French, but what really happened was so simple. Because our French Casemon, we had to actually translate it and do it English. It's now you translate here, I translate here. You did two screens, so we be ready. Share what is there. It's way the reason why the reason that the Burkina Faso government is giving for severing ties or cutting ties with Emmanuel Macron's French or France government. Or say the government of Burkina Faso informs the national and international public of its decision to break off diplomatic relations with the French Republic as of 26 June 2026. The decision follows a thorough assessment of the current state of bilateral relations between Burkina Faso and France. Indeed, the conditions necessary for the promotion of relations based on mutual respect, reciprocal trust, and respect for the principle of non-interference in internal affairs and national sovereignty are no longer met. Into here, no, Ibrahim Traore buying HS, and the reason why they are doing this is because a bra coup d'etat ni see at the end of the day, no, both government officials, no, obiaye di obeye France for omo na mama kwan Burkina Faso for so na mama kwan we say France for no e kam yakwa say omo timupu bi say they'll do everything possible, said they will intimidate and seek a new government, a new leadership in Burkina Faso, and Burkina Faso sees that as a threat, which in turn here, no part to say, the respect and as the relationship of money France, it is not based on a mutual respect and as a reciprocal trust. Yeah, trust what? I'll say, this state of affairs is reflected in France's activist stance against the interests of Burkina Faso, the neo-colonial ambitions displayed through active support for subversive networks and terrorist groups that are undermining our country and the Sahel, the perfidy and the partiality of discourses and opinions about our country aimed at isolating it from the international community. According to Ibrahim Traore and the government, some parties say all this is happening because France, take his stance, said you support the terrorist organizations in their country. More terrorists at the far north of Burkina Faso, and even far from that, France is doing everything to destabilize the country, put it in an economic mess, and even the Sahel state created, they are trying to undermine it and also project the previous ECOWAS, which according to Ibrahim Traore, it doesn't sit well with them. I'll say, faced with these imperialistic aims and domination of our country and enslavement of our people, we have made choice of responsibility and sovereignty. The government wishes to emphasize that this decision does not call into question the deep historic, human, cultural, and social ties that unite Burkina Faso and French peoples. It exclusively concerns the institutional framework of relations between the two states at the diplomatic level. It is here, no, just say fine. sorry, some of to screen so, but the media and no, as a face with this imperialistic aims and denomination and domination of our country and enslavement of our people, we have made a choice of responsibility and sovereignty. The government wishes to emphasize that the decision does not call into question the deep historic, human, cultural, and social ties that unite the Burkina Faso and the French people. Sorry, it exclusively concerns the institutional framework of relations between the two states at the diplomatic level. You know, or just say, and not just say, Burkina Faso for Mbabe French Casa Eka, and you know, just say, Untimi to can call France for Untimi, but Untimi, they can do trade and, you know, do certain things, but then diplomatic said the country has a relationship with France, you know, a Twitter. It is on the government to government level, in view. Yeah, so I'll say the government reassures national and international public opinion of its willingness and commitment to ensure the protection of foreign residents to whom it has granted hospitality, as well as the preservation of their interests. It calls on its citizens and shows responsibility and civility towards French nationals and all expatriates living in Burkina Faso or in Burkina Faso soil, in strict respect of the laws of the Republic. The government reaffirms its determination to pursue independent foreign policy based on the diversion of its partnerships and strengthen the South-South cooperation, the development of balanced relations with all states, and promotion of peace, security, and sustainable development, the government spokesperson said. So that's exactly what is really going on. On the scale of government to government, but one more Marco P. France, Burkina Faso, Marco P. France, it is not going to affect all of you because who was some sort of a protection be at what France you can be there, but then who you be so a year Burkina Faso I say are getting any sort of protection from the France, and I say France farmer with Juma is easy. Yeah, so I say the government of the Burkina Faso remains open dialogue with all states of the international community on the basis of mutual respect, reciprocity, sovereign equality, and the defense of the legitimate interests of each party. It remains committed to building with all peace and justice-loving nations a free, just, and more solidarity-based world. The government spokesperson, Pinwede Gilbert Kudrago, Office of the State of the Star. So this is coming. So okay, I didn't see, but then at the end of the day, you know, bibi wo hɔ I'm going to make in terms of a dialogue. Okay, I didn't see and yes, no, and be a new relationship. But the opposite, no more relationship. What you have to do is that you have to calm down. We have to talk. Okay, we now we are in ninja. We now we are in yaja. It's for us to have a relationship, no, it will also be a baby uchina. So that's exactly what is really going on. BBC even framed they say Burkina Faso's military junta has broken off diplomatic ties with France, accusing Paris of persistently acting against its national interest. So in some no, the cover by Nani abon the tofa fefe ediamawa. It is what it is. I am saying be brave, but then at the end of the day, you see. It's so sad that this will happen because Sika Burkina Faso for Kromudino safer, which is being regulated by the France fund. So we are seeing and I check it. Anybody in Semno near share how things are going the way forward, and even crown what will happen afterwards. These are issues in DHC. Whatever happened behind the BCBiano, we'll make sure we'll give you more updates based on all these particular thing of events.